This is not a drill, and this is certainly not hyperbole. As of this very moment, we are witnessing a global shift so violent and so rapid that if you aren't paying close attention, you're going to be blindsided by what comes next. Within the last 48 hours, the world has effectively moved onto a war footing. 65 people are dead in Iran, as the regime officially declares protesters enemies of God. Russia has just fired a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile that landed only 45 miles from the Polish border. The President of the United States looked the CEO of ExxonMobil in the eye and was told point-blank that Venezuela is uninvestable. And in perhaps the most shocking development for the Western alliance, Denmark has just committed nearly $14 billion to arm itself, not against Russia or China, but to defend Greenland against the United States. We are seeing a NATO ally arming itself against America. While the world burns, the stock market is hitting all-time highs. Gold is racing toward $5,000, and silver has reclaimed $80 an ounce. My name is Andrew, and here at Nomad Capitalist Studio, we believe in looking at the raw data and the hard truths that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch. Before we dive into the deep end of these crises, I need you to do something important. If you value independent analysis that connects the dots between geopolitics and your personal wealth, please hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. We are tracking these events in real time to make sure you stay ahead of the curve. Your support helps us keep this information flowing. Seriously, hit that subscribe button now because the next few minutes might just change how you view your entire financial future. Let's start with the most immediate human tragedy that is threatening to flip the global energy market on its head. In Iran, the situation has moved past simple civil unrest and into the territory of a full-blown revolution. As of this morning, January 10th, 2026, protests have raged for nearly 2 weeks, and the death toll has climbed to at least 65 people, though some reports suggest it could be as high as 72. Over 2,300 people have been detained, but it's what happened in the last 24 hours that should terrify the international community. Iran's Attorney General went on state television and declared that anyone participating in these protests is now a Mohareb, or an enemy of God. In the Iranian legal system, that is a death penalty charge. The regime has ordered proceedings to be conducted without leniency or compassion. The Revolutionary Guard is on yellow alert, which is the final step before a total military crackdown. To make matters worse, the internet is gone. Iran has implemented a complete nationwide blackout. No VPNs, no phone lines to the outside world, nothing. But here's the wild part reported by residents on the ground. The blackout actually backfired. Instead of staying home in fear, people are flooding the streets out of pure boredom and frustration. State TV is playing military music and claiming peace has prevailed, but verified videos show thousands in the streets of northern Tehran chanting for the downfall of the supreme leader. The economic reality is even bleaker. The rial has collapsed to 145,000 to the dollar, and inflation is screaming at 42%. This matters to you because Iran produces 3 million barrels of oil per day. If this regime falls, or if the US and Israel intervene, that supply could vanish overnight. We already saw Brent crude jump over 2% on Friday. This is the most dangerous geopolitical flashpoint in the world right now, and it is happening while the US is already stretched thin. While Iran burns, something almost unthinkable is happening within the NATO alliance. President Trump recently declared that the U.S. is going to do something about Greenland whether the Danes like it or not, stating that if it isn't done the easy way, it will be done the hard way. The White House has confirmed that using the military to acquire Greenland is a legitimate option on the table. In response, the Danish defense minister announced that Denmark will spend $13.8 billion to rearm Greenland. Let that sink in for a moment. A NATO ally is spending billions of dollars to defend its territory from the United States of America. European leaders have issued a joint statement saying they will not stop defending the principles of territorial integrity, and sources in Berlin say they are already working on a plan if the U.S. moves on Greenland. Analysts are saying that while the U.S. could take Greenland quite quickly, it would effectively mean the end of NATO. If a NATO member threatens another member, the mutual defense promise becomes meaningless. This isn't just about land, it's about resources. Greenland holds 25 of the 34 elements classified as critical raw materials, including massive rare earth deposits and untapped oil and gas reserves. The market is already pricing in this uncertainty, with European defense stocks rising for 4 straight days. At Nomad Capitalist Studio, we are watching this closely because the fracture of NATO would be the single most significant geopolitical event of the 21st century and dwarfing even the war in Ukraine. Speaking of Russia, the Kremlin just sent a terrifying message to the West. On Friday, Russia fired its Oreshnik hypersonic ballistic missile at Ukraine for only the second time in the war. The target was in the Lviv region, just 45 miles from the Polish border. This is a nuclear-capable weapon that travels at 10 times the speed of sound and is currently impossible to intercept. The strike was part of a massive barrage of over 200 drones and dozens of missiles. This is a grave threat to the security of the entire European continent. The Oreshnik has a range of over 3,000 miles, which means every European capital is now within reach of Russian territory. Putin is testing the limits of NATO's resolve at the exact same time the alliance is fracturing over the Greenland issue. This strike also comes right after the U.S. seized oil tankers in the North Atlantic linked to Venezuelan oil. The tension between Moscow and Washington has reached a new chill. And with the U.S. proposing to boost military spending to $1.5 trillion, defense stocks like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman are surging. Russia is essentially betting that the West is too distracted by internal bickering to respond to its latest escalation. Now, let's look at the situation in South America, because it ties directly back to the energy crisis. Trump recently convened 20 oil executives at the White House to pitch a $100 billion investment to rebuild Venezuela's oil industry. He promised U.S. security if they would just bring their money. But the response was ice cold. ExxonMobil's CEO told him directly that Venezuela is uninvestable because their assets have been seized twice before. Only Chevron, which is already operating there, committed to any increase in production. This is a massive blow to the administration's plan to replace Iranian oil with Venezuelan supply. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves on the planet, but production has collapsed from 3.5 million barrels a day to just 800,000. It would take nearly $200 billion to get that production back to where it needs to be. While the big oil companies are hesitant, wildcatters and independent producers are apparently calling the White House nonstop, looking for an opening. This creates a massive vacuum. If Iran's 3 million barrels go offline and Venezuela can't scale up, we are looking at a permanent shift in energy prices that will affect every single person watching this video. Despite all this chaos, the stock market is behaving as if everything is perfect. The S&P 500 and the Dow both hit all-time highs on Friday. There's a massive rotation happening where money is flowing out of mega-cap tech and into materials, industrials, and financials. Small caps, as seen in the Russell 2000, are outperforming everything. But we have to be careful. The forward price-to-earnings ratio on the S&P 500 is now above 23. Historically, when valuations are this stretched, the next 10 years usually bring flat or negative returns. Investors are terrified of an AI crash, yet they keep buying. The market is pricing in perfection while the world is literally on fire. One of the biggest events to watch is this coming Wednesday, January 14th. The Supreme Court is expected to rule on Trump's tariffs. At stake is nearly $140 billion in potential refunds to importers. If the court strikes down the tariffs, that is a massive injection of liquidity that will likely chase risk assets even higher. This is the mishmash ruling that Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is preparing for. If you are an investor, Wednesday is the day you need to have circled on your calendar. As the fiat world struggles, precious metals are sounding the alarm. Silver is back above $80 an ounce, and gold is making a run for $5,000. We're seeing a massive supply squeeze in silver, with inventories down 70% since 2020. New export restrictions on silver are biting hard, and Bank of America has set a price target for silver that could see it hit nearly $140. If the geopolitical situation in Iran escalates further, or if the Greenland situation causes a real rift in NATO, gold will likely hit that $5,000 target before the summer even begins. This isn't just speculation. It is a reaction to the fact that central banks are buying gold at record rates for the 14th consecutive month. When governments become unpredictable and alliances fracture, smart money moves into physical assets. We are seeing the gold-to-silver ratio sit at about 56, which historically suggests that silver is due for a massive move higher to catch up with gold. Bitcoin, meanwhile, is stuck in a holding pattern. It's trading around $96,000, waiting for a catalyst. That catalyst could be the Supreme Court ruling on Wednesday. If $140 billion in liquidity is released into the market, a good chunk of that could flow into Bitcoin, potentially pushing it toward the $100,000 mark. However, we are also seeing some bearish signals. Bitcoin ETFs saw their biggest single-day withdrawal in weeks recently, and some analysts warn that if gold continues to outperform, it could signal a major risk-off move where investors flee crypto for the safety of bullion. Right now, Bitcoin is trading on macro liquidity rather than fundamentals. Until we see what the Fed does or how the tariff situation resolves, we are likely to stay in this range between $85,000 and $95,000. Finally, we have to talk about the escalating war between Elon Musk and the United Kingdom. The British Prime Minister has called Musk's Grok AI disgraceful after it was used to generate deepfake images of public figures. There is now a very real threat that the UK might ban X entirely. Musk has responded by calling the UK government fascist and threatening sanctions against British officials. If X is banned in the UK, it would be a massive blow to the platform's revenue and a major test case for AI regulation globally. This isn't just a spat between a billionaire and a politician. It's a battle over the future of free speech and AI technology. If the UK moves to Block X, other G7 nations might follow suit, creating a fragmented internet where information is restricted based on your geographic location. This ties back to everything we discuss here at Nomad Capitalist Studio, the importance of being globally mobile and having your assets and your information sources diversified across borders. When you tie all of these stories together, a very clear picture emerges. We are seeing a massive struggle for control over the world's energy and mineral resources. Iran, Greenland, and Venezuela are all pieces on the same chessboard. The alliance that has kept the peace in Europe for 75 years is under more pressure than it has ever been. We are living through a time of extraordinary policy moves that are keeping markets elevated while the fundamental risks are piling up like tinder. Whether it's the Supreme Court ruling on Wednesday, a potential military escalation in Iran, or a further breakdown in NATO relations, the status quo is being challenged on every front. You need to stay informed, stay diversified, and stay attentive. The world is changing in ways that were once thought impossible. Thank you for tuning in to Nomad Capitalist Studio. If you found this breakdown helpful, please share this video with someone who needs to hear this and leave a comment below. What do you think is the biggest threat right now? Is it the NATO fracture, the Iran protests, or the potential market bubble? We read every comment and love hearing your perspective. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the events that are shaping our world. I'll see you in the next one.